Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Neidinger, and if you're listening to this, it's Tuesday or in the future, and you're listening in another format. But tonight, I'm going to be running this crazy shit show known as DMSAVINGTHROW. We are a hard R-rated D&D actual play stream podcast, Strodcast. We're a Strodcast. You guys heard it first.
Strupplecast.
That's trademarked. No other Strodcast better try to
And if they do, we're not asking for a lot, just a couple of pennies every now and again. If you are watching live, you'll notice that one of us is not here. Rob will not be joining us tonight, so we will still be kicking things off alphabetically, starting with Casey.
Hey everybody, my name's Casey Boyd. I'm playing Byron Bancroft, your out-of-place bard, as he is amongst many people who are thieving and stealing from each other.
Hello. I'm Emily, and I play Maeve the monk, who can sometimes fly, which I feel the need to mention because that hasn't happened in a while.
I will be the first to admit that I could not remember that Maeve could fly.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Lisa. I'm
technically.
playing. I mean, that's like half of the abilities, though. I'm technically allowed to walk through walls whenever I see fit, right, Justin?
Nope.
Anyway, my name is Lisa. I'm playing Nyx the Reborn Cleric, who is currently big in her feels after last week's episode.
Yeah. So, as always, we are playing D&D with a few homebrew rules added into the mix. We don't have any more updates about D&D Beyond yet, but we are still using that sweet Tailspire, and it just keeps getting better because of all of the minis that Casey is making. He does a really good job, and then I steal them.
It's called addiction, is what it is.
Crippling digital addiction. So, for all of you out there in all the lands, just to let you know, next week we're going to be continuing the Arkmore arc, which is kind of fun to say, Arkmore arc. I will be out, and then the week after that, on June 14th, we'll be taking a 1-week break. As you wouldn't think it, but playing D&D on the internet is kind of tiring. So we're gonna take a 1-week break on the 14th. And then we'll be back on whatever day that is after that. So I guess the 21st, the Tuesday after that, if I math correctly. We will be back, just swinging for the fences. Anybody have any questions before I jump into recap?
No, I'm tired.
Okay.
Wake me up, Justin.
I'll make sure that I do this in a very monotone voice to see if we can put you to sleep.
I will,
So, last time, Nyx spoke with Yogratif in the Enchanter's Guild about the Dwarven runes on Turbulence Island. The Bad Bunnies being Badge Bunnies. Trying to score some more new badges, end up with this child's badge that says Curious Bean. Then they head off and they speak with a Harangon that takes them through wibbly wobbly teleportation to Torgod's Cove. That's home of the Donnellys. When they get there, Maeve speaks with Shay's dad, while Nyx poorly stalks her previous family. That's right, folks. Nyx has 2 kids and an ex. Maeve and company go through and say hello to everyone, and Nyx finds out that her name was Lucia Mastra Donnelly, and her ex is remarried to Clara O'Batrick. Nyx / Lucia.
He's a widower, not an ex. It's far more important.
I guess you technically are dead. All right.
Technically, isn't he an ex-widower?
No, because we never broke up. We never formally broke up.
I don't mean your ex. He is no longer a widower.
No, because she's like in coming back from the dead, she's like a totally new person, presumably.
I don't know that's how marriage works. Till death do us part, and then if she just comes back, then it's like, back in it. Sorry, baby. Bye, Clara.
Till death do us part, and even then, that might not work out because...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is
you
more
can't
confusing.
get rid of me, bitch. I'm
Let's
still
spend
here.
the next 2 hours discussing this.
All right, so Nyx / Lucia finds out that her name is placed beneath the pillar of shame, and she's not too happy about that. Maeve's uncle gives a touching eulogy as Shay is lit on fire and pushed into the ocean. Nyx/Lucia then confronts her family and is shut down as her widowed husband, ex-widowed, now remarried. I don't know. Anyway,
Twice
he's
removed.
just as confused as I am, and the kids are both angry and sad at the same time. The session ended with the funeral funeral getting a proper start. In the distance, the Donnellys are getting ready to throw a party. That was a lot harder than it was when I wrote it down originally.
Well, you didn't have us interrupting you when you were writing it.
Well, I also wrote things like the Bad Bunnies being Badge Bunnies. Like, what the fuck is that? It's real good in your head. I gotta start rereading these things before I
No,
get
it's because at the beginning of last week, we got more badges.
Yeah.
What that
It's
is
very important.
that is excellent alliteration, is what that is, Justin. Good job.
It is. It's just my I would be a terrible like speed rapper. I am no Eminem. All right. So, last week we gave inspiration to Misprint. Misprint, I don't know if you're here or not, but if you are, you get to give me advantage or disadvantage, and you can give the players advantage whenever they roll. Keep being awesome in chat, and Casey, you're going to be giving out inspiration today. So you guys just left the person burning and are heading up the hill towards Torgod's Cove proper, and you can hear music in the background. You can see a fire has been lit. It seems like it's rather large in the distance, and it sounds like maybe people are starting to get into their cups. What do you want to do?
So, if I recall correctly, at the end of last episode, Nyx was just walking away after having been kind of like talked down, and Byron went with her while escorting, kind of ignored the kids. He will kind of just tap Nyx on the shoulder and just say, didn't want to overly touch. I know you're sensitive to that. I wanted to see how you're doing, see if I could help out at all, or if there's anything I can offer, or I don't know, steal or stab someone for you. You tell me.
Thank you for the offer, but I don't think that there's much that can fix this.
Well, having someone who has, being someone who has lost everything in my life, up until I made a friend that I brought on a journey who also died, to which the only thing we had left of her was a trinket of her arm, which is also now gone. I can say, Clem.
Funny, whatever happened with that old arm?
So having
in any case,
having been someone that lost everyone, I can say that I kind of have some idea what it's like. You kind of have a complex layer added onto that, being that you climbed back out of your grave and are now back in front of everyone. So I don't really know what it's like to regain everyone that you didn't know that you had lost, but I am here for talking, I guess.
I'd hoped that I'd be able to regain them. I don't know what I thought I was doing coming here, to be frank with you. I mean, I've imagined in my head this kind of reunion so many times. Even just having a name that I can put to... It feels even silly to say myself because I don't remember anything about her life. She feels like a different person from me entirely. And I just thought that I would know more, that I would be more prepared for coming here and for being able to see someone who knew her. And I had no way to predict that this would be the outcome. I left children behind, Byron. How do I rectify that? They're here. They hate me, but they're here.
I don't know that rectification is the thing that you should be seeking. It should be more of introduction. I mean, if you're not the person you used to be, then you need to introduce them to who you are now. And
well, you saw about how well that went.
Well, I mean, they saw the person whom they lost that is now back, and I think they probably need to understand what they're seeing. They maybe thought that you had just stayed away on purpose. Maybe they don't fully grasp the concept.
I overheard Fergus say that he's leaving tomorrow.
You want me to sleep with his new wife? I can ruin that marriage.
Yeah. No.
I'll be honest.
He
I
deserves-
really would have been taking one for the team. She sounds awful.
I was just gonna say that's poor Byron if he did do that.
Whatever the case is between him and Clara, he deserves to be with someone that he's happy with, and he deserves, well, a partner, if nothing else. I can't begrudge him for moving on from that, even if she does. Did you notice that she looks kind of like me? That wasn't just in my head, right?
I mean, some people have a type. I'm trying to break away from that mold. Going a little bit different this next route, but you know, everybody seems to fall into what they're comfortable with, and maybe he found your beauty to be undeniably stunning, and he had to try to find someone else that emulated that.
Do you think I'm undeniably stunning?
A bit cold for my taste, but yes, you're very beautiful.
It's difficult for me to imagine that I had a husband once. Just think about it. I had a husband. I had children. Me? It's hard to wrap my head around it all, if I'm being honest. I wonder if he loved her. I hope so.
You say her as a past tense. Is she 100% gone forever? Do you know?
If there's a way for me to get my memories back from that life, I don't know what it is.
Would you want it, knowing what you'd have to give up to be the person who you forgot? Would you retain who you are currently? Would you want to?
With everything that I've done in this life, I think even if I regained those memories, I don't think I could ever be their Lucia. Not really. And besides, you've seen what the Donnellys are like. There's a lot of energy in this place that I don't really feel like... I don't want to be a ghost among the living any more than I already am, you know?
It makes sense. That's why I left my old hometown. Although, I have to admit, I could actually learn something from a few of them. I tried to pickpocket off of one of them, something I used to be able to do really easily, and man, every single one of them has caught me so far. Like, their eyes are like on the back of their head. It's crazy.
Why are you trying to pickpocket from Maeve's family?
Oh, I thought it was
Doesn't
a fun...
that seem a little...
Oh no, I wasn't trying to keep it. I was trying to interact with their, what seems to be their custom. Every single one of them have tried to steal from me that I walk close to. So I assumed that was like their rite of passage or ribbing, so to speak. So I tried to participate, but
Some
I apparently suck at it compared to them. I'm not very good.
Some of the customs here are certainly unique from what we've seen. Can I do a quick peruse and get a view on Maeve and what she's up to?
Sure.
I don't remember where Maeve left off, to be quite honest.
You guys were all headed up to the funeral proper, right? So everybody said goodbye. They got pushed out into the sea, and then it's time to party.
Party. She's probably just getting a drink or something and chatting with relatives, I would imagine.
She's holding a red Solo cup.
Catching up with family.
I feel like Maeve is probably pretty well liked by a lot of people here. But I know last time she had like a story time with a bunch of the kids, so she just like swarmed with like the nephews that are like hanging off of all her limbs.
You guys go up there, and she does. She has a cup in one hand, and she has two nephews, one on each leg, as she's trying to walk across the grass, and everybody's having a good time laughing. You see people playing the lute. There's dancing. There's singing. There's people standing in small groups. They seem to be talking to each other. As you get closer, you can hear that they are just reminiscing about Shay's life. This is a celebration of the life, not the death, of Shay.
Nyx, if she can catch Maeve's eye, would kind of give her a wave from where they're sitting, just so Maeve kind of knows where they're at and can rejoin them whenever she's ready to, I suppose.
Byron, not knowing if they've seen a lot of magic, they all seem to, gravitate towards pickpocketing. He will entertain the kids with simple prestidigitation magic, just, low level magician type stuff, just off to the side.
So, give me a performance check.
I can do that. 15.
Awesome. I mean, you're killing it for these kids. They do have some magic here, but it's not a ton of magic, and they're just blown away as you're making things turn different colors and making sounds and doing just low level stuff. All the kids quickly run away from Maeve's legs, and you now have a gaggle of Donnellys in front of you, oohing and eyeing at all of your magic that you're doing.
The little cuties. Justin, I messaged you something because I had a really good secret.
Oh shit! All right. So
Before
while
we
the
leave.
magic's happening, you as this is happening, Maeve, what are you doing?
I didn't think this far through with what I sent you.
Just go ahead and do things you're doing. I've got some stuff working in the background for you.
Maeve is just, well, she'll look put out that all the kids like love Byron now because she's been gone for so long. And she will just head over. I believe she might have some siblings. I should have pulled up the tree. I think she has some siblings she hasn't seen yet, to be quite honest.
Okay.
And so she will come over. Actually, she'll bring some over to introduce them to Nyx and Byron.
Okay.
If she can find, I have to pull it up. Oh man, any of them, honestly, because none of them are around. She'll bring over. Actually, she'll walk over to Byron who has the kids, and she will presume that her two nephews are there.
Okay.
Lou and Angus, and pick them up and introduce them. You better watch out for these two scrappers here. Taught them everything they know.
My understanding is we should be on the lookout for all of the little scrappers and their tiny pinchy hands.
Give me a perception check, Maeve.
11.
Oh, so you say that, and the one grabs. You see, he's got in his hand. He's like, "You're not an outsider. I get to keep this." And he's got a little coin purse of yours in his hand, and he puts it in his pocket.
How much did he take from me?
All of it.
No. It would not be a little coin purse then if that were all of it.
It was 9 gold.
Fine. Keep it.
And you're playing with them, and you see Casper's over in the corner, and he's talking to somebody, and then he's like, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna go to bed," and he goes to the bed for the evening. Nyx, what are you doing?
At the moment, she's kind of like clapping along, kind of like gently enjoying the hype of the excitement. But as soon as things calm down a little bit, she would kind of lean back over a little closer to Byron and just kind of whisper, quote unquote, as she does to him. And just say, Byron, if you don't mind me asking, you made a mention about being a ghost among the living in your old hometown. If you don't mind if I pry a bit, what was that like?
Being the only one of my family amongst people as growing up, my father was a cleric for the town. We used to basically intern people. As a beach town, small of resources, we fished, and as people died, my father would perform rites of passage. I would prepare their bodies, and then we'd bury them. And after my mother died, it was just my father and I, and after he passed, I didn't have anyone else. It felt like I was amongst people who didn't know me, even though I grew up around them. I felt alone, and so I sold my father's cottage and moved to Donver's Hold. I've been there about 8 years, maybe 10 years. Kind of used everything I had to set up the spice trade business I had, and then went seriously in debt trying to keep that afloat, and did some things for the wrong people, got myself into a bit of a bind, started meeting several of the people in the different areas, and here I am.
And now do you feel less alone?
I haven't ever felt like I had a family until I've been traveling with you guys.
The shock is apparent on her face. And she, maybe a little awkwardly, kind of gives him a smile, and then kind of shifts her attention back to watching the Donnellys that are partying.
Honestly, I haven't been around people long enough to not sleep with them. You guys are like the first group, so it feels like family.
Happy to help in that regard, I suppose. Although it sure seems like things between you and Kaspar have maybe gotten a little more on friendly terms.
What would make you say that?
Beyond friendly terms? Well, sometimes I just catch him staring at you in this way that I first thought maybe meant that he was going to attack you, and I had some concerns. With him being a paladin and all, there were just times where it seemed like things were going to come to a head between your decision-making and differences thereof. But now it certainly seems like you two are more in agreement than ever, and yet he hasn't stopped staring at you.
To be fair,
just an observation.
I catch you staring at me quite a bit too.
I stare at everyone. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, I'm quite the enchanting figure. I strike a pose. A lot of people can't take their eyes off me. It's It's okay. I create feelings in others that they themselves don't understand. It's part of who I am.
Okay. I'm very glad that we've been able to make you feel so at home. Would you like something to drink? She stands.
God,
And-
yes.
As you say that, Maeve comes up beside you and hands you 2 drinks, and she says, "Well, golly, you got to drink this real quick." And she,
You know, it's a buck wild day. Nyx is gonna drink the drink.
okay, you take a drink, and
no.
Byron is not going to. He's going to mime it. He does
that is
not.
because
He
you
doesn't.
have a much higher passive perception.
Oh, he
it's-
just doesn't trust anyone in their family.
it looks like beer, but it's actually just soapy water. And when you look over, you notice that Maeve for some reason is carrying a bow, and as that clicks, Maeve walks up again, and this Maeve is carrying the stuff that you're used to seeing. That's your
Sorry,
cue,
You wanna
Maeve.
you run that back?
Well, I guess I'll
Duplicate
just keep
mix?
talking.
What is happening?
Well-
What is Maeve is it evil Maeve? Is it a what is happening?
Byron-
Is it
Fallon, what are
illusion?
you giving
Can I
them?
cast an arcana?
I say,
What?
Byron
Yeah, please
also
do.
turns into Maeve, standing there.
Oh, not you too. What are you doing to poor Nick?
I have no idea. Who are you? What are you
Oh
doing?
my God, Byron,
Should I also turn into
stop.
you?
Is
Well,
Is that part
why
of the
not?
tradition?
Everyone else is at this point.
Well, I'm Fallon. I'm her better sister. She ever talked about me?
Oh, please, you are not the better sister.
Yes, I am. You remember that time when we were younger? I'm the one who stole Billy's heart, not you.
Who's Billy?
He was-
A raging fuckboy is who Billy is.
Oh,
Ugh.
Byron turns back and says, "Well, this is interesting. I didn't know we had those in this area."
You have always had
twins or
terrible
fuckboy?
taste in men. Another reason why you are not the better sister.
And that's why I came home first.
Maeve, we had no idea that you had a twin. It's wonderful to meet you. Fallon, is it?
That's correct.
It's lovely to meet you, and your sister has kept us wonderful company.
don't
I
have to
should
lie.
probably say I don't normally
They
do
are
this,
not
and she kind
lying.
of gestures with her drink. I'm sorry, Maeve. I should have spotted the very obvious differences between the two of you. What differences are between the two of them?
So Fallon backs up, and she's wearing kind of close to the same type of gear that Maeve would be wearing, but she has a bow strung across her back. And looking at them, you would guess that they probably dress this way on purpose, just to confuse people.
Listen,
Just
you've
a-
met this family. Of course they dress this way on purpose. Meet Emily's backup character.
Byron just kind of looks. He says, this is actually, there's a wonderful scheme that we could run inside this city with both of you two. I'm
Go
telling
on.
you, you can definitely make some money with this.
Maeve,
Are you
what-
talking about the purple nurple? We've already done that one.
I wasn't, but yours seems interesting.
Fallon just grabs you, gives you a purple nurple, and runs away.
Not what I was talking about. Don't mind
Is that
her.
well, she must have some interesting stories about you, though.
Oh,
I
please
don't know.
don't ask her. They will all be lies.
No,
I
they
want to know
won't.
about all of them.
You shut your mouth.
when she was 8, I caught her out back, and she was doing some unspeakable things to the goat.
No.
Poor Trevor's never been the same.
My.
She was making it use the plow. It's a goat,
I
not a
have
cow.
so many regrets about giving Justin this power.
Yes.
I hate everything.
It was a very, very poor choice.
Alan, have you also been on a Runspringer? Runspringer?
Oh, yes, I have been. I wasn't gone for nearly as long as this wicked child over here, so I wasn't hurting my mom and pa's heart like she was.
Excuse you, I had a great time and have been up to many adventures.
I'm sure you have, but we needed you here.
I'm
mean-
sure
Well,
they're
did you?
fine with you.
It certainly seems like you folks have kept plenty busy without our Maeve.
We do all right.
Well,
We,
surely you can afford to lose a member every now and then. I mean, it certainly seems like everyone who wanders doesn't always come home, so you must have some sort of plan in place for when that happens.
Oh, that sure is right. We had this one young lady. She didn't come back, and we looked high and low for her. Couldn't find her.
You say we were real little when that happened, but everyone else did.
And
thanks,
she's
Ma.
back.
Thanks, Ma.
And what about Maeve? She'd been gone for so long, it sounded like everyone was getting ready to just about write her off as well.
They are over exaggerating, I tell ya. Just pulling my leg.
Well, she sent back messages now and again, and it let us know. It's the ones that don't send back messages. Even Shay sent messages. That's how we knew he was out doing Donnelly work.
Oh,
What work was Shay doing?
I'm not 100% sure. I think he was trying to collect some doodads or hickadoos for somebody. He had a I think he said his name was Farin or something like that.
Do you remember who in the family sent him?
I'm not sure. I mean, the money came in. We went and did a job.
Yeah, we returned Shay's body, and we've met a Farron. I was just curious. We were hoping to get a little bit more information on that.
I don't have too much information, but I do know that he was sent off to some island to try to get some big stick or something like that.
Oh, not this god-forsaken lance again.
No, that's it.
that's
It.
where we met Maeve, actually. I guess we were able to complete the quest that Shay... Oh, sorry. We were very fortunate that we were able to find his body when we did and bring him back.
We'd show you the lance, but Kaspar ate something. I think it was your goat. He upset stomach. He had to go.
He's gonna be
Oh.
out all night, I'm afraid.
What a baby.
Well, that poor young man. Should I go console him? She looks at Maeve.
Pass, thank you very much. There will be no necking with any of my friends, thank you. Then she looks over at Byron. I'm also talking to you.
Nyx catches her eye and just goes, I wasn't going to. I wasn't.
Oh, honey, I'm not worried about you. That one.
What
We
was?
Donnellys are an attractive bunch, hard to resist. You better resist.
I haven't
Fallon.
had an issue so far.
Yes.
What a burn.
Wow. Well, then you can just fuck off. Fallon, go ahead. Seduce him all you want. Spread the word.
Fallon's hands go up in a honking gesture, and she starts walking towards you.
Byron takes a step back towards all of the kids, pulls out a deck from his pocket, and pulls out a card, and as he does, a illusion of like this satyr wrapped in vines holding a twisted staff, looks like he's casting druidic magic as he just stands there like emanating.
Fallon claps her hands and she sits down crisscross applesauce with the children. She's like, do some more.
Byron will go back to doing the prestidigitation type magic while the druid
right,
just stands there.
What else do you guys want to do?
Maeve is just here to play around until you guys are ready to leave or have whatever you want to do.
Well, so,
get done, so.
I think we need to talk to somebody of note about how Farron got in touch with the Donnellys to send them on their quest.
Yeah, that would likely be one of Maeve's grandparents. It could be one of the other adults, like one of her parents, or
Byron will walk over, grab another drink, and saunter over to the grandmother. And he'll hand the drink over to the grandmother and just say, I thought birds of a feather could have a conversation.
I don't forget. Thank you. I was getting ready to play hide and seek again, and thank you for bringing this over.
I thought we could have a conversation. We found Shay's body in the island, deep within inside of a temple of a forgotten civilization. He was sent there for something that our group actually was also sent there for and retrieved. It appears that Farron had hired out that work to many groups. So I guess what I'm asking, and I thought if you would be so kind to, lend us some information, is how did we end up on the same path as the Donnellys? How did Farron get in contact with you? How did all of this come to be?
The thing is we accept all kinds of jobs. You can show up and talk to us, or you can pay us for services rendered. This one was it was sent, and she takes you by the hand. She's got a she puts her hand in yours and walks you over to, it is a big clay circle with all kinds of arcane runes on it. And think of it kind of like the tubes, the pneumatic tubes and banks that they used to have. I don't know if they still have them. Oh yeah, the drive-through. Like you and it's like boom, and it goes over to the bank teller. That's kind of how this works. There are places where you can go and you can place a request of the Donnellys onto one of these things with payment, and boom, pops up into where they need to be. And the interesting thing is that by doing this, it's bound to ascending magic, so that if they need to ask you more information, they can ask for coordinates to be able to come and talk to you.
Byron just kind of leans in and says, I appreciate your large criminal organization that you run here. This is quite impressive. It's something that I aspired to be as good as, and you guys are far beyond any skill that I possess.
Oh dearie, don't let my husband hear you trying to steal me away from him. Back in the day, I could really, they'd ride me hard and put me away wet. And she just stares off in the distance. Sometimes I miss it.
reminiscing about the good old days, huh, Graham?
She would
Byron, I feel
probably
like I
take
tried to-
offense to him referring to them as criminals. Maeve told him not to call them criminals.
I 100% believe that Byron is just trying to marry into the mafia. He's just like, you know, if we join your business and my business, we could. I don't know. I'm sure there's some eligible folks floating
sure there are.
around.
Let's see.
Yeah. I don't
Who
know,
should we
Byron. It's
set
not the
Byron
worst
up
idea until you leave and disappear, and then they decide to wipe your history from existence,
Yep.
and then they come back, and then they shame you for you being the one who got murdered while you were away. But I don't know anything about that. I'm just
Oh
speculating.
no, not the
And-
shame rock.
And
Not the pillar of shame or
Ne-
circumstances. It's fine.
Nevin's old enough and not married.
No.
Maeve
Absolutely
has
not.
an
How
older
dare you put that
brother.
idea in his head?
She has a male cousin. She has a female cousin. There's options. I hate that I'm even entertaining
Offering.
this.
So, Byron, what else did you want to talk to her about?
That was it.
Okay.
Byron's role play is probably out for the evening.
So the night goes on. You guys are given rooms. Nyx, I need a perception. Well, have you been drinking?
Yes, not
Soap
a lot,
water.
but here's the thing.
Just soapy
Not-
water.
Yes, but any amount of alcohol for Nyx is like a ton at this point because she's got literally nothing in her system
Okay. Then
except for a lemon bar from 3 weeks ago.
Which
give me
hasn't been
perception.
absorbed either because her body doesn't actually have fluid in it.
She's got to
Give me-
she pukes them up when she's ready.
give me perception at disadvantage then.
Perception at disadvantage. Can do. Bing bong. 6.
Okay, perfect. Nothing happens, and you all
Perfect.
Either party through the night or you cuddle up in a corner somewhere and sleep as the Donnellys party until daybreak. You all, what time do you guys want to wake up in the morning?
5 a.m.
You wake up at 5 a.m. Nyx, even though you didn't really sleep.
Yeah,
You-
bold
you
of
had
you
a
to
couple-
assume she slept in the slightest.
Yeah, you paced. The floor has you can actually see tracks where you've started to pace the carpet. Where you went back and forth. But you get up at 5 a.m. I don't know if anybody else is up at this point. Okay. What do you want to do? Or
watch
Maeve, are
the
you up yet? Or are you
sunrise.
still?
Honestly, she's probably not up yet because she would have partied late into the night with the family. She will not be asleep for that much longer, but she would definitely take advantage of being comfortable at home to not feel the need to like be on guard and get up super, super early or anything.
Okay. So, Nyx, you're going out to watch the sunset or sunrise?
Yeah, she's gonna find a nice spot to just here's the thing. As someone who does not consume and certainly does not drink, like she probably got about 2 drinks in and then puked her way through a solid rest of the portion of the night. So now she's kind of on that, when you've ever had like a really bad night of drinking and like there's that phase where your body's past the worst of it, but you just feel like gross all over and you're just like, I can't fall asleep at this point, but what else am I gonna do? Like, I can't sleep, I can't puke, I can't make this go away, I just have to wait it out, right? So she's kind of in like a grumpy mood. She probably feels a little bit sick and she's like, I'm gonna go sit somewhere and look at something pretty and just try to take in the town through my sleepy, muddled brain and just absorb this while I can. So I think that she would probably be trying to find a good spot, but there's a halfway decent chance that she's also just kind of wandering through the streets, just taking in the silence and the stillness of the town while everyone else is conked out.
Okay.
Does Byron notice that you stop to stare at him when you're looking for something pretty?
He would if she saw something pretty.
Boom-tsh.
But
did you try to
got
seduce the grandmother there, Byron?
What's that?
Did you try to seduce the
trying
grandmother?
or succeeding?
I mean, I think that's already happened in the past, so Byron doesn't revisit.
Um,
An
So-
old conquest, not interested.
you're walking around, and as you are walking around, you actually end up next to the well in town. And as you're standing there, you're looking at the well, but you're kind of just staring off into space. And as you do, uh, Fergus comes out of the house across the street. He's cinching up sack on his back, like he's got a backpack and he's got his sword, and it looks like he's got provisions for a couple of days. And he sees you, and he's hesitant for a second, but um, he's like, oh god, no. He
Star
walks up and
Trek
he
goes
says,
back inside.
he says, how was your evening?
It takes her a moment to kind of snap out of it and realize what's happening. It's taken her a moment to catch up. And when she does, she jolts to her feet and kind of smooths out her robe, feeling a bit embarrassed. It was very entertaining. Thank you. I don't think that I have ever been to such a celebration like this one. You look like you're leaving.
I am, and I wish you've been to celebrations like this. And he gets a little familiar. He takes his hand and he goes to the hair like beside your face had kind of come down. He goes to push it up behind your ear, almost out of habit. I don't know if you let him do that or not, but
Yeah. When his hand approached, she flinches out of reflect, and then she just kind of relaxes her entire body and allows him to push it behind her ear.
okay. He does that and he says, "I'm sorry. I was force of habit. You used to like that."
It's fine. It is fine. What else? What else did I used to like?
You liked lots of stuff. You were full of life. You.
Oh, wow. Just dagger in the heart. You see her face. It's that frozen, that kind of cracked smile as just pain fills her. And then she just quickly reorients her features to just continue smiling along.
He says, you loved these parties even though they were filled with sadness. They were also filled with joy. You enjoyed just standing in the same room with the children as they slept, or listening to them laugh, or fixing their knee when they were hurt. You enjoyed a lot.
I feel like I owe you an apology. Even though I had no idea what to expect while coming here, I shouldn't have approached you in the way that I did. I should have given you and the boys more opportunity to prepare for this, but how do you prepare for this?
I don't know. When you left, we sent you this because it was supposed to be easy. It was supposed to be your first trip back, or your first mission back in the saddle after the boys. You were just to go down, speak to Gomatog Stone Splitter, and come back. Just go down, see what they had, information they had, give them some money, come back. That was it. And then you didn't show up for 5 days, and then it was 10 days. And at this point, now the entire clan is out looking for you. We went down to Donver's Hold, and after we left Donver's Hold, we came back and we thought we found you. There was rumors of a necromancer who has taken some people from the road, and we went and we stormed the facility, but there was no one there. We looked over at Shale Beach. We came, back and forth. We couldn't find you, and I refused to believe that you were dead. I stood vigil every night for a month until I couldn't do it anymore, and every week I'd go and we'd visit the pillar of shame, which it's not really a pillar of shame, it's a stone of remembrance. But time passes, and after 5 years, I had to start living my life over again. It's been quite a bit more than that now.
It certainly seems like you did a wonderful job raising the two of them. They're very fine young men.
It's only because they're more like you than they are of me. I don't know if I would have survived if they were like me.
Was Lucia a good mother to them?
She sure was. You
And
you were the kind of person that everybody strived to be, always caring about them more than you.
forgive me if this is cold, but is that true? Or is that just your memory of her?
Is there a difference? If that's the way that I remember it, or if that's the truth, it's my truth.
I'm not that kind, and I'm not that friendly, and I don't have many people who care about me. And hearing you talk that way about her, it seems difficult to believe. That's all.
Well, time changes all, I guess.
It does. And if you don't mind me asking, was I a good wife to you?
He turns away for a second, and you can see that he's clearly wiping tears from his eyes. Yes, we had fights just as everyone did, but yes, you were.
Good. I'm glad that for the time that I was here, I'm glad that I was able to do some good for you and for them. Truly.
He nods and he's like, I have to get going.
Where are you going?
I have to go into Donver's hold. We had an old acquaintance reach out. His name was Thordak Meathammer. He had one of his acquaintances from the Break War go missing. He apparently, I don't know. He was looking for his kid inside of a blip blops, and the kid never came out, and he got snatched. I don't know. So I gotta go try to find him.
Well, but we're from Donver's Hold. That's where Maeve and Byron and I are headed back to. Can't she take on that mission for you?
I guess she could. Let me talk to the elders. That actually might work. That might work. He looks at you. It was good to see you. And he puts his hand in yours. He closes his eyes, and you can see tears streaming down his face. And he turns and walks away. As he walks away, there is a ring in your hand.
Fergus? Fergus. If you do go to Donver's Hold, if something had happened, we'll look for you. I'll look for you. I'll look for you until you come home, because because what happened to me shouldn't have happened. And I won't let it happen to you as well.
He stops and turns around and he says, "Thank you, Lucia," and turns and walks away.
She feels her name stone that she picked up feels immensely heavy and on her person. And just slowly, as the light kind of wakes up the rest of the town, she just makes her way back, finds a quiet spot and just kind of sits and lets the town wake up around her. And she just sits with the ring open in her palm.
Okay. So as you are sitting there contemplating, Byron, I don't know what time you're going to wake up, but Maeve, you wake up to someone tapping you in the forehead.
What?
Wake up, you big dummy. And you open your eyes and you see Fallon. She's sitting kind of hunched, like with sitting on her feet, like over top of you, just tapping you on the forehead. Even after you're like saying what, she's still like tapping you on the forehead. And she's like, I just talked to the elders, and they want you to go on a mission.
Well,
You're
shit,
gonna
really?
you're gonna be taking up where Fergus left off.
Any idea why?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Well, guess I'll go see and find out and talk to Ma and Pa and see what they have to say. And she would just like rouse herself out of bed, see that no one else is around. Would she like pass by either Nyx or Byron on her way out to go find out?
She would pass Byron probably, as long as he's not sleeping somewhere he doesn't want to be found.
I'm sure Byron is just sitting outside, like leaning against a bush, like double checking all of the stuff. He knows that his gold's still secure inside of his pocket, but he's just going through all the rest of his stuff, eating some hardtack, just double checking that he didn't get rifled through in the middle of the night.
And as you're doing that, there is another young Donnelly, and he is mimicking everything that you're doing. He doesn't have a bag or anything, but you're like eating something, he's fake eating something. You're looking through something, he's fake looking through something. And as Maeve comes up, he takes a step sideways into the bushes, and his feet are still sticking out. You rolled a 7.
Hey, sounds like I've got some orders from the higher up. Come with me and find out if they work with what we're going back to Domver's Hold for, if it's going to be a problem.
Alrighty.
You seen Nyx?
No, I went by where she was bedded down for the evening, or at least where she stands in the corner staring out the window like she does. Her spot was empty. She worn a hole through the floorboards. I say that jokingly, but she had definitely created a path in the dust. So I think we'll probably find her down the way.
We don't see her on the way. We'll just grab her after. Do they see her on the way?
You see her on the way.
Okay. You guys
make our lives easier.
guys
She's
are-
vibing.
You guys are heading down towards Maeve's parents' house, and you see Nick standing over there, just kind of staring in the direction of where Fergus came out of originally.
People up top need something from me, and I want to make sure it's not going to get in the way of us going back to Domver's Hold. Want to hear?
more than anything.
She just head over to her parents' house.
Okay. So, if you guys remember, the parents' house is the second big house, close to the cemetery. Yep, you guys are all going over there now. I don't remember if the minis are still in there, so let's see.
They are.
Nice. It's almost like I meant for it to be that way.
Hello, commoner and human spellcaster.
Yeah, Maeve would literally just like slam open the door and be like, "Ma!"
And they're standing there. They're still holding hands.
Oh my god, with you two,
So
just stop it
lovey-dovey.
already. Your children are here. Ugh.
I imagine, Maeve, that's how you came into existence.
Don't even
The
talk
dad
about
the
that.
dad looks at you and he says, "Oh no, actually, that was over there on the kitchen counter." And he points over the kitchen counter, and he starts
Oh my
pantomiming. some-
Look at what you've done. Oh, my eyes
Maeve.
are gonna start bleeding.
Maeve, don't look. So it was like this, and he starts.
She just starts going la 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 la.
This
and Maeve's
is
mom's like, "That's exactly what happened."
this is oddly personal.
Listen, can we just get down to business, please?
What is it, Sugar Plum?
Fallon said you wanted me to do something. That's
Oh,
all she told me.
Oh yeah. So Fergus said you all were heading down that way, so I thought maybe it makes sense. We got a message from Thordak Meathammer. We knew him back from the Break Wars. And he's helping. He's asking for our assistance finding one of his comrades. Guy's name is Bryce Bancroft, I think is his name.
Well, I can tell you where he is. That's my father. He's dead in the ground. I buried him.
Not according to Thordak. Thordak is saying that he has been captured outside of a Bliplops just 2 days ago. One day ago.
I'm not sure that you guys have reliable information. This sounds like you guys are being set up. My
Well,
father's been dead for over a decade. Like he's
Oh, maybe it's a different Bryce Bancroft.
Hate to be the one to say it, but
that's
these
fair.
people thought Nyx here was dead for over a decade.
More just
fair-
daggers in the heart.
She tries to say it like as
Stiff
gently.
all over.
She tries to say it like as gently as possible, just to be like,
That
"Listen, it's been
Is
proven."
technically correct. Yes.
Sorry, no offense, but
None taken.
Do I know Thordak?
Give me a history check with advantage because it is your family.
Oh, Thordak's not.
Well, but I mean he.
Thordak. A 20.
Yeah, you would know of him. Like you wouldn't know him.
The last
intimately.
time I met him, I was 10, but that guy was dumb as a box of rocks. I'm just gonna say, I'm pretty sure he's confused or drunk when he gave this, or someone else. He's sending a code to you, letting you guys know that a dead guy is out there. I'm sorry, my father has been dead for over a decade.
Oh, the father looks at you and he says that might be true, but he paid coin all the same, so we're gonna send someone down there. He paid a pretty hefty coin too. It would be 1,000 gold each for you and your big green friend, who looks like maybe he's had one too many cocktails last night.
Actually, I need to check on him. He might be dehydrated. He spent a lot of time in the outhouse.
Oh, okay. Do you think he was drinking some of Fallon's bubble brew?
I'm pretty sure he ate some bad goat.
Oh. Did you ever hear about what Maeve did to the goat when she was younger?
oh,
Your
Please.
other daughter mentioned something about that. That's
I can't believe she hooked it up to the plow. Like it's not a cow. That's just silly.
I was a child. Thank you. I wanted to go on an adventure.
Byron, what's the chance that someone might be using your father's name?
I mean, it's definitely possible. I use someone else's dead name, so
Did this meat hammer know your father?
yeah, served within the army with him. Honestly, he is dumb enough that I could say that he literally might be getting fooled by whoever's standing next to him.
So this could be another trap.
Oh,
Something to
I
lure you out
anticipate that it
again.
is.
Ain't that half the fun, though?
I don't know. The threats have been getting increasingly worse. Normally I could, break into somewhere, disguised as someone else, and get out, and no one would be the wiser. Since I've been traveling with you guys, I seem to be having assassination groups after us and full-blown mechanized warriors powered by the dead bodies of mages after us. It just... threats are getting a lot worse.
I guess those things do take some getting used to. Still, we can at least go back. We'll go to Donver's Hold. We'll figure out whoever it is that's impersonating Bryce, and Fergus can stay here. And that's that. Everybody's happy, right? All right?
Before we leave, Pa, while we've got you here, what do you know about Prowler? We didn't talk about it much when I was here, when I was younger, but there's some real shitheads.
They're our best customer.
No. He spits on the floor, and he's like, that Prowler's bad business. There's no honor in what they do. There's rumors of people disappearing up and down the coast, and it's their doing. I would stay away from them if you could, dear.
Doesn't look like that's happening
He's like,
anytime soon.
Byron's off to the side going, ooh.
Did you know they have a dragon?
Oh, we fucking knew.
I
I tell ya, you know I love a good dragon. I have killed more this month than I ever have in my whole life.
Oh, do you want to see? We actually have one, Byron, the bag, if you...
What have I told you about? Oh my god! That's not a dragon. That's a wyvern.
Yeah, it's of the dragon family.
Oh, there have been dragons too, Pa. Hey, anyone in the family got any extra, been sent out to keep an eye on Prowler, got any extra intel? Or even undercover with them or something, or?
So, you are told that, yes, they do have a little bit of information. He says to you, we don't have much information on them, but the information that we do have is not very good. They were the ones who brought in Verast blood over the last years. They are also appear to be assembling some sort of troops within the city, and we're not sure what's happening there yet. And
Wonderful.
They suck. They don't have a badge.
We fucking knew that.
That's why they suck. It's like
Oh my
half the
gosh.
reason why they're a terrible organization.
Hey.
What?
I know we don't do
is that
that
me you were
much.
haying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know we don't do this much, but I think it would make my poor friend a lot happier if you would possibly consider giving her a Donnelly badge for when we go back out to Donver's Hold.
Nyx is looking haggard as all hell.
Listen, they must have badges because he just said they suck because the Prowler doesn't have a badge. So I would
they just
presume
hand
Donnellys have some sort.
they hand you a sack of your own gold back, and they're like, "This is your honorary badge."
Checking the character sheet.
they
Nope, I
walk-
still have on my gold. Looks like somebody's better about getting not pickpocketed than others.
They walk over to a little cubby. It looks like kind of like how they would keep keys in a old motel. And there's one there that has like cobwebs on it. It says Lucia, and they reach over and they grab the badge. And it's got a big D on it. And she's like, "We call this getting the D." And she hands you the D-shaped badge.
I'll put it right next to my shame stone. Thank
Is
you.
it like, is the image like a very tall, pointy mountain with two little pebbles on either side flanking it or something?
Well,
It's the pillar of shame with two stones on
Yeah.
either side.
I love my souvenirs from visiting the Donnelly family, which is a heartbreaking, just her old wedding ring, her stone of shame from when she was cast out, and then just this little just pity badge. Just here's the D. She's like, thanks, this is great. I'm so glad I came here.
You can put
Anyway, she takes it. She'll add it with the others.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Now that you've met my family, you should know this will open a lot of doors for you.
Oh, yes, it seemed like Byron was trying to strike up some kind of truce of his own yesterday.
No, she's being literal. This badge, the D, if you look at all of the locks around the village, literally
Not you, rat bastard.
It's a master key.
it will open a lot of
Ew.
doors for you. That's all.
Ugh.
So
I would like to loot everything before we leave. Just going
You
into
can
people's
try.
houses going, click. I'm pretty sure I know the person who used to own that. I'm just going to take these with me. Take
Wow.
a few of these with me.
While they're finishing their conversation and gathering, Byron takes out a piece of runic chalk and in the corner starts drawing a circle with runic symbols around it while you guys are chatting and talking.
okay. Do either two of you have anything else to do while Byron's making that happen? Nope. I'll take that as a
No.
no.
Maeve would have said she would have known they were leaving the next morning and like worked on saying her goodbyes at the party last night.
Okay.
Hi, you didn't know I was still alive. I'll see you later.
Yep.
Byron, as you are putting this circle together, you're drawing all the intricate pieces to it. In your head, you hear, "I received your note. While I'm not fully recovered, things have already been set in motion. Meet Celestra at Norlock Square. She'll bring you to me."
Do I get a sense that I can respond to that?
Yep. You would know that this is a sending spell.
Okay. So in my head, I just respond back to him. It's good to hear that you recovered, and I'm glad that the message was well received.
Sounds like it was less than 25 words. Yes. Yep. All right.
For should I Byron will continue drawing and he'll hold on the last runic symbol and just say, okay, if you guys want to pop in, we can complete this and we'll be back at the Enchanters Guild.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we are
Sweet.
ready to
Maeve
go.
said yes. All right.
Yeah.
And
I was just waiting to see if any family members have any dumb, snarky remarks about the nerds at the Enchanters Guild.
I thought Fallon was gonna try to sneak in and like we all walk over and then we see Maeve approach and then the real Maeve runs up and it's like, Fallon, get out of there.
As
Fair.
as you're finishing that
Fair.
up,
Fallon,
there
go,
are
Fallon.
there are a decent amount of people who have just showed up, just kind of waving big hillbilly smiles at you as you're leaving. Nix, give me a perception check.
I would love to. Is one of my sad children gonna be here? 14.
You didn't talk
Yes.
to me. Bye.
Yes, they are.
So as Byron closes the last symbol, you look up and you see Nevin there. And he has a backpack on, and he's just pointing at his backpack as you blink out.
I hold the symbol.
Where did you go back to? No, you already did it. It's too late.
Back to the Enchanters Guild.
Okay.
Because that's the only place I know to teleport to.
Yep. You land there, and that Haragon is standing in the middle of reading a book, and you just wink in, and he's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" or "Holy
Eldath.
gods!" Yeah. And you guys are standing there.
Don't be alarmed. We're just popping off. We're gonna head out. Excuse us.
Okay.
What was on the backpack?
I
searched my memory, desperate to see
what.
what he might have been pointing at. Did he also have a D badge? Was that on the backpack?
I think
Was
he
there
was
something
wanting to
else
come
on
with
the
us.
backpack? Was there a symbol? Did he
I
bring his
assumed
backpack?
that you have some sort of bag, and he was like referencing for you to look in your bag or something.
And when you do, you find a crumpled piece of paper in your backpack that you failed a perception check earlier.
I read it.
There you go.
Take out
No,
my
do
crumpled-
something else with it, Lisa.
Okay, I'll shove it in my mouth. Nixa doesn't know she went from not being able to eat anything to only knowing how to consume. I have a note, and she kind of mumbles it as she's reading it. So if anyone would like to overhear, you have the opportunity to.
Yes,
Kaspar
please.
walks up
Please.
behind you and just looms over top. He's reading it over his shoulder.
She reads, I'm sorry if my actions hurt you. I'm still confused as to what is going on. Well, I'm not ready yet. Please give me some time and come back. I'd like to know who the woman my mom is. And it's signed by Nevin with a P.S. Don't worry about my brother. He'll come around as well. She very, very carefully takes the note and folds it very pristine into several tiny squares, and then she tucks it under her robe, keeping it close to her so it doesn't get lost amongst the other things.
Just imagine we get in some battle and something happens to that note, and Nick like barbarian level rages at whoever does something to it.
And
That's how she got a level in barbarian.
Don't tempt me.
All right.
And then she kind of like perks up and then realizes that she was speaking aloud just because we have business to attend to. So if you would all just, and then she kind of huffs out and starts stalking out of the building. And then immediately stops as she gets about 3 feet out of the door, and then spins on one heel and turns back around to face the rest. And just goes, "Where is Norlock Square exactly?"
So about that, we're going to be seeing some people. And I say this, and Byron will say, let's keep walking. And as I'm talking, I want you to know, Maeve and Kaspar, I'm talking to you two, because you guys have shown emotion in the past, and I need you to
Or
just bear with me. Wait till you hear the end of my statement.
not like where this is going, Byron.
Farron is alive, and he messaged me. He told me that we need to meet Chalestra at Norlock Square, and she will bring us to him. Just so you're aware, when we left, as he was going through some magic, I left a note for him. Byron pulls out and just kind of like rubs some charcoal over the top of the last sheet of parchment in his book to highlight the previous message that he had scrawled in with his quill. And it just says, Farron, I apologize for the setback. Tried to talk to you and tried to talk you down prior to your death.
You're on mute.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. I
yeah, I know.
where
I don't know
was
what's
like,
going on.
Oh no, what's wrong?
Did Casey lose his voice?
I did, and that's why I had to mute it, because I was trying to cough and get it back. Apologize for the setback. I tried to talk you down prior to your death. I hope in defeating you, as short-lived as it was, we have proven to be capable of the task at hand. We will continue to seek the end of Aruma. I hope in leaving you regenerating for Mesderkath to claim, you will realize that you have the prophesized end of that red beast fighting to put an end to her once and for all, already in progress. My name is Byron. I was the handsome one. Feel free to message me, and we look forward to working with you.
Ugh. Maeve rolls her eyes. Speak for yourself. Look forward to working with him. Ugh. God.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was indicating towards you. There is the issue of, I need you to hear him out, even if he chooses to insult your family or whomever.
Oh, if he fucking insults my family, you better mute him immediately.
We already did, and now we're here. So
Yeah,
at this point, I think that we need to put any bad blood between Farron and the Donnellys behind us.
There is not bad blood between Farron and the Donnellys. I just do not tolerate someone trashing my kin.
That is exactly the bad blood that I'm referring to. Deep breath in, Maeve. And
I say words are nothing but words. Even if he were to make a jab at you, we've already killed him and left him regenerating back from nothingness. That already proves that he can be dealt with. The problem that we have is that he hit really hard and fought 4 of us by himself, and he almost killed you single-handedly. Thank goodness for Nyx.
Almost. Okay.
Yes. One hit and he put you on the ground.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's because you were unconscious.
No.
As Nyx and Byron say it in unison, we just said, okay. So, off to the square. Hopefully we can meet everyone that we need to meet. I don't think we're going to need to wait around for the meeting, because I think we're going to be escorted to the Reborn Knights, because I believe that's who Farron said he was working for. But
and then we're gonna find your dad.
Whomever is masquerading as my dad.
Well, that's exactly it. What does he look like? If someone is pretending to be him, maybe we can at least spot him before they get the jump on us.
Well, if he's going to look like my dad, he's a bespectacled version of myself with a little bit more gray.
Oh, so handsomer than you then.
I mean, I had to get my looks from somewhere.
So this is then your... Is Byron Bancroft your, like, real name? Or is this just another... Because Bryce Bancroft, if that is his real name, then unless it's a family business of stealing and lying, which, no offense to you, but I don't have complete faith that that's not the situation. Is that the real version of you?
Why would you steal the same last name?
Bancroft is my real name. I had started using it with Clem, and so when I met you all that night on the rooftop of the brothel, I was myself.
Rooftop God, I miss everything.
We
A
could
lot of
take you there
zombies.
sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people at the brothel. I can introduce you whomever you'd like to meet.
I fucking love a good brothel.
Well, I think maybe not another party after last night. We ought to be okay for a while.
Um, Norlock Square.
Norlock Square.
You got it, Brass Jr.
Okay. So, as you all are headed there, sorry, as you all are headed there, if you guys go to our tavern chat and scroll up a little bit, there is a map there. But you all are at the Enchantress Guild, which is pretty close to the ocean. You need to cross through through this area, through the middle district of Donver's Hold, past the Bronze Mall City Center, and to Norlock Square. Byron, your passive perception's about 600. About half an hour in, you feel that there are eyes watching you. Give me a perception check.
Like Byron's just used to that everywhere he goes, isn't he?
Yeah, but this one's a little bit more lingering than he's comfortable with. Like, he's used to being like quickly undressed. This is like somebody's taking their time. That's bothering him.
I would think he would prefer someone to take their time. Thank you.
24. I got things to do. Byron's getting older.
So, you can feel these eyes looking at you, and then you make it so that you look like you're talking to either Nyx or Maeve, but you can see that there is a very a very out of place looking person, and next to them is a rather large creature wearing a giant cloak.
Can I just say, and Lisa can disagree with this, but I imagine with our low passive perception, Byron starts pretending to talk to us, and we're both just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just very loudly in that non-whispery way. There's like, why are you mouthing words
What was
at
that?
us? And like, nah, I don't understand
Byron, I
what's
can't hear a
happening.
thing you're saying. You have to speak up.
I would say we give other members of the party disadvantage to to stuff like this just from our mere presence.
It's all the whispering you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I sense him behind us or in front of us
Yep.
or outside.
Following you.
Okay. Around the time that we like round a corner, Byron is going to like hold, like kind of grab each of your shoulders and push you guys against the wall, and with whatever hand's closest, he's gonna pull the rapier
Okay.
and just wait on the round of the corner for him to round.
Listen, I'm sorry, Byron. I am not into threesomes. It is just not my jam.
Do you think I would have
You're
a
gonna have
rapier in
to.
my hand if I was trying to perform that act?
I wouldn't be surprised by a lot coming from you.
No, not
I
at
would
all.
hold something else that's long and hard. Stop.
So you all are you're standing there waiting, and these two creatures walk. They're walking towards you, and as they turn the corner, what do you guys do?
Byron is going to try to, as stealthily as he can, as they round the corner, he's going to try to step behind them.
Okay.
Like, like basically try to move as he can.
Okay. Give me a stealth check with advantage, because this would be you kind of getting like a surprise round.
19.
Okay, you certainly do that. What do you want to do?
Ugh.
New map, new map.
Yes.
map,
Ooh,
old
so
map.
Yeah, you say, is this
red.
the
Oh,
alleyway?
it is an old map.
This is the
Oh my
alleyway.
As we
goodness.
fight giant
This
undead
is where we
giants.
fought the giant hot skeletons.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh.
bring back the hot skeletons.
God, they were so cool. That was the first time I used Hellish Rebuke. Ugh, good
The
times.
memories just come flooding. Well, to be fair, Maeve has never been here before.
Emily is feeling nostalgic. 'Cause Emily misses the hot skeletons. I also just read that one of these is a cultist mercenary, and I absolutely thought it said cutie mercenary, and I was like, ooh.
All right, so I'm going to set the initiative going.
While you're setting the initiative, can you position us, Casey? I didn't quite get like what you were saying for how Byron like flipped them. Do you want to position us on the map to like how that would have played out per se?
There's a little alley here. We could be just kind of like tucked.
Sure. Here, I'll
Oh
I'll
yeah,
get it
there's
worked
a little
out.
alley. I like that
And
alley better.
which alley were you
No,
wanting
no,
to
I
be?
don't. No, no, I like the alley that Emily found. That's a better alley.
I
Alright.
didn't find. Casey put me there.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Alright.
Casey, good job.
Whoop.
Good alley.
Okay.
Good
Where
choice.
did, where did Nyx go? Alright.
I'm
Uh,
hiding in a little. That's not an alley.
I don't know.
That's a courtyard.
I
What
don't
do
know
you
We're
what
mean?
you-
going back over here.
Yeah, we're going back to the real alley.
wow. Okay,
Alright.
so
I'll just move everybody. So just give me a second.
yep. So you guys are in the middle area of the city. This is think of middle class. The walk is paved a little bit nicer. There are houses with enough space in between them that a car could get through. It's not super cramped together like if you were in the slums. But you guys have gone down a proper alley. There are boxes. There's refuse. There's no people right now. It's still early in the morning, but
So basically,
Byron?
we hid in this corner, right here.
Yep.
And as they come around, Byron slips around,
behind.
puts the rapier into his back, not like stabbing him, but like pressed against it, and grabs onto like is gonna try and put a grapple like around his neck.
The smaller or the bigger person?
Smaller.
Okay. Okay. So you go to do that. Are you attacking or are you just trying to grapple?
Just grapple because I want to talk.
Okay. So we're gonna need some opposed strength checks.
17.
I rolled a 16. So you are able to grapple this person. They are also wearing a cloak. And as you get in close to them, you got a chance to say something before this combat goes for real.
Byron pulls the arm around the neck with I guess it'd be his dagger because he's getting in close. And he just says, "All right, friends, why are we following?" And he's kind of like trying to position the body where he's keeping the big guy between him and his friend.
And as you do that, the person in front of you has a female's voice, and she says, "Isn't that awkward? We were supposed to be following you."
You seem to suck at that. So I'm gonna ask one more time. Who are you, and what do you need?
Oh, well, that's simple. My name's Talea, and I'm here to kill you. And all right, go ahead, get a free attack. We're gonna say that's gonna act kind of like a coup de grace, just the way that you have them, right?
Yeah.
So you go in there and I say coup de grace, but I just mean like you're gonna get a free crit.
All right, what? 23, but 7 piercing.
All right.
And if it's a crit, then it becomes 14.
Okay, so I had an extra 7 on there.
Yeah.
So 23 plus 14. Is that what you're saying?
No, 23 was the attack roll. But
okay, yeah.
It was 7 damage doubled to 14
Okay.
as I just plunge while I'm got my hand around her neck.
So, you have your hand around her neck, and you just stab into her. And what she does then is, in her left arm, underneath the cloak that she's wearing, she swings um she swings a her shield that she has around, and she's using that as a way to break this grapple. So, um, it is going to be.
Do we need to roll initiative or anything?
I already had all your initiatives.
Oh,
I took
cool.
them 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember what that was, but okay.
Yep, that's the point. She goes to push you off. I rolled a 6, so shouldn't be hard to beat me there. She's trying to.
12.
Okay, so she struggles, and you hear muffled curses as Maeve. It is now your turn.
Okay. Who am I positioned closer to? I guess I'll go for this big guy.
Okay, so it's this big creature. It's got a robe down to where you can't see its face. It's clearly not what the mini is.
I have no reason to not fight him.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to first start with a double-handed attack with my staff of striking.
Okay.
Which.
Oh, I take it by the raspberry that
No,
you didn't roll very well.
No. Is I forgot that for some reason the way that it's set up, it doesn't roll. It rolls weird for some reason. It's
Probably
really
'cause I made it.
irritating. No, I think this is a one that's in there.
I blame them then. But what else you got?
I'm trying to. Okay, that's a 16 to hit the big guy.
The 16 does not hit.
Second attack. Just doing it again. I'm gonna copy and paste this. Does a 31 a nat 20?
Wait.
That does hit. So
Okay.
go ahead and remember, you give me the full damage plus you roll a damage die.
Okay, so the full damage would be 15
Okay.
plus 5, so 20 damage.
20 damage. So perfect. So you hit this thing, and the first hit, you hear a Kong as your weapon clangs off of something metal, and as it does, its hood falls back, and you can see that this is another robotic creature, and you immediately reverse back and just crack it right in where the joints connect, and you can see that the damage that's being done is ridiculous.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to spend 1 key point for patient defense and dodge.
Okay. Nyx, it is your turn.
Big beefy robot boy,
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna try a little spell. Does a 22 hit? I'm guessing that it does.
22 does hit.
Perfect. I'm
Try a
gonna
spell
strike
called
him with a.
Bias.
I'm gonna strike him with a ray of enfeeblement,
Okay.
as she lifts up her hand and just this black beam of energy just reaches out from her palm and strikes the creature. It is a concentration spell. It lasts for up to a minute. He can make a save out of it at the end of his turn, but it essentially, anytime it makes a weapon attack that uses strength, it only deals half damage.
Okay.
So I'm taking a little bit of a gamble that it's making weapon attacks that use strength.
So tell me how this works again. One more time. I apologize.
It's okay. No, on a hit, the target only deals half damage with weapon attacks that use strength. At the end of its turn, it can make a Constitution saving throw, which
Okay.
the con save is 17.
You
And I will display it as well if you want to take a look at it further.
I rolled a 24. You cast this magic. It goes
So,
into
no,
this
but to be clear, it's not a
Is it a
con save to
spell?
begin with.
Is it
So
a
the spell hit. Yeah, but that was my 22.
and it comes right back at you.
What in Eldath's green earth is happening here? What do you mean it comes back at me? Was he's got some kind of fancy spell mirror and it's just bouncing around? Explain this one to me, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Solly says yes.
So my 22.
I'm
so is it
rubber,
immune
you're
to
glue.
spells?
What's that?
Does it strike me then? What is happening?
The spell went off exactly like you thought it would. It hit the creature and reflected back.
Can I make an Arcana check to try to get an idea of if any spells
Sure.
are gonna
Go
work
ahead.
against this thing?
Yep.
Like, what is? Yeah, I've got a 15. I'm actually gonna burn my inspiration. We're gonna see if we can do any better than that. Nope, definitely did not do better than that. Never mind. So what is happening?
So you're not 100% certain, but it is almost exactly like what you're saying. It's like there's some sort of magical mirror that is bouncing it back onto you.
Okay, I hate it. Okay, that's my turn. I'm good.
Okay. It is its turn, and it is going to. Who is the closest right now? It is going to be Maeve. It's going to try to take
Oh,
one big. You
I
have-
think it has disadvantage because I dodged.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That is. It is a 6 as it tries to swat one big arm at you, but it's big and bulky and it's not moving very fast, and you're easy to duck underneath it. Byron, it is now your turn.
Byron holding on to the throat, jabbing the dagger into the back of her, is just going to kind of like close his eyes for seconds and then force that psychic lance back through her throat.
Okay.
I need an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw. Let's see here. That's a 6. I'm rolling 6s a lot today.
She takes 35 points of psychic damage as it just rips through her throat.
So you go and do that, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill and just crumples in front of you as her throat has been shot out.
I just drop her body on the ground and I say, "Let's get him, Maeve. You have bardic inspiration."
All right.
Thank you.
Kaspar is over there, and he's like, "Oh, guys, I shouldn't have ate the goat." And
It was bad.
it's Maeve's turn.
He's just shitting his pants.
I'm going to try to just do 2 stat. I'm going to do exactly what I did last time. Oh wait. Oh. What's this, John?
I don't know. When did you become Philadelphian?
I know I
happened?
have spent a lot of time with a Philadelphian who uses that word a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna double stat for now. So the first one is an 18 to hit.
18 hits. Yes.
You want me to roll just both of them now and then do damage?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then the second one is a 29 to hit.
Good lord. Yes, those both hit.
Woo! Okay, since I'm two-handing it, it's not going to do the damage in the thing because it just does it that way. So the first one is 9 bludgeoning
Okay.
damage, I believe. Yeah, and the second one is 13. So that is 22 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I'm going to do one more dodge and take patient defense again.
Okay. So, while you're hitting, I need you to give me a perception check as you duck his hit and it's just like whap whap whap. You're just hitting it with your staff.
That's a 13, but if a 13 isn't good enough, I will use Byron's Bardic Inspiration.
I don't know. Is it good enough? I'm not going to tell you whether or not to use Bardic Inspiration or not.
What do I get for Bardic Inspiration again?
1d8.
Thank you. I'm just gonna do it then. That's 19.
Fuck. All right. So, you see that as you're hitting it, some of the runes in the chest plate have cracked.
Ah, excellent.
All right.
Now, I don't know why he's deflecting these spells, but there's runes there, and all this damage is getting to them.
Yes. Also, I apologize. I didn't say this. As the runes crack, you can see like a black goo coming out of those areas. Essentially, he's bleeding.
Was there black? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, was there black goo on the last one that we fought? But if it's just that,
yes,
if it's
yes,
just
there
you
was.
saying that he's
No.
bleeding, then
No, there was black goo on him. Yes.
Okay.
So Nyx, it is your turn.
We need to
Deal
retcon.
with
We need to go.
your con save or whatever you have to do. No, you have to retcon what?
It was my spell. I can dispel it at any time. Thank you. We need to retcon on Byron's attack. I missed that. Misprint wanted to use his call for inspiration to support our baddie and give advantage.
Thank you, Misprint.
Don't get used to it, Justin.
Oh, I feel like such a spoiled young lady going out to the ball.
You're the belle of the ball.
I
All the
am.
plans
So-
are coming together.
I'm rolling for what again? To see if I die from psychic
I
glance?
believe.
Yeah, to see if
Byron.
you save.
I rolled a 22.
You save, so you
I
take
live.
18 points of damage.
no, Misprint.
Just barely-
Thanks, Misprint.
So 14 plus 18. I don't know what the hit points are, but
Oh, dang, dude. That's still no joke.
All right.
Okay.
Heal. She snaps back up. She's like, and she's going to try to spin away again because she would have gone before Maeve.
Well, I think we can say that Casey's not
That's
giving inspiration to Misprint tonight at the end of the session.
no, fuck that.
So
guy.
she tries to struggle again, and I think he rolled like a 46 or something. I saw a big number pop up on the screen over here.
Natural 20 for 23.
Fuck. So much cool shit these guys can do.
Yeah.
So Misprint, you're the best. I appreciate it. I rolled a 13. So it is now Nyx, your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna try to use dispel magic on this thing. Does that magic bounce off of him as well?
You can dispel your enfeeblement.
Yeah.
I can do that at any time.
I don't know. What are you trying to do with the spell magic?
Well, I'm trying to whatever magic. He's clearly got some kind of magical protection over him. So my guess is, if that is some kind of magic that is protecting him, then I can dispel that shield, which will then make him vulnerable to spell attacks again.
Oh, okay. I like it. What do you gotta do?
I'm casting
Succeed.
it at the 4th level, so any spell of 4th level or higher make an ability. I mean, it depends on whatever the spell level is for
Well, no,
whatever's
you tell-
on hand.
You tell me. Are you casting this at him, and then I can tell
Yes.
you. Okay. You
Okay, yes,
cast
I'm
Dispel
casting
Magic,
dispel magic at him.
Nothing happens.
Hmm.
I told you gotta get at these runes.
When she yells that, give me an Arcana check.
Another 15.
So you see that the runes have been cracked, you're still not sure exactly what's happening, but you would imagine that might have broken the whatever was going on there.
All right, I will. I'll save that knowledge for next time around.
Okay, it's my guy. My guy's going to attack Maeve again.
With disadvantage again.
Disadvantage this time. Two arm attacks. So the first one, that is a 13, and the second one is a 15.
Miss.
Okay, so this thing is just lumbering real slow, and it's like raw. And the first arm goes over your head, and the second one just comes. It's like it's telegraphing it, and just slams into the ground next to you. And the girl in your arms, Byron, as it's your turn, she's like, "Fuck this! What the fuck? This thing was supposed to be an unstoppable killing machine." Or sorry, this thing's supposed to be an unstoppable killing machine.
Thanks,
It
Tharnus.
doesn't sound much different than my regular voice, so I apologize. I have a very high male voice. Go ahead, Byron, your turn.
Byron, just while holding on to her after having like pierced her neck with the psychic lance, just says, "No, that's what we are," and he'll stomp his foot and just shatter outwards towards both two creatures in front of us.
Okay. So, what do I get a save or anything? with that?
Constitution saving throw of 17.
Okay, so the big jobby, he roll. Of course, that's where he rolls the natural fucking 20, and she rolls an 11.
She fails. He succeeds. 21 thunder damage. As it just.
Oh. So as you stomp, it emanates out. You can actually hear the bones in her leg shatter as it works its way up, and she leaves out a scream, and she falls limp in your arms.
I just drop her dead body to the ground, and I take a step forward and position myself next to the automaton.
And did it take half damage there?
Yes.
Okay.
So 11.
So you see 11. You see this thing is standing there, and it is clearly it's got black ooze coming from over it, and it is now your turn, Maeve, as the woman. Oh, sorry, you still doing stuff, Byron?
I was just gonna throw out a bardic inspiration to Nyx.
Okay.
Thank you.
What do you say?
I say use your big mallet and scythe this thing apart like you did last time, and I'll walk forward and I'll pull out my dagger, like looking to stab into one of the seams.
I really thought that dispel magic was gonna work. Okay.
Yeah, I did too.
Maeve, is your turn.
Is the woman looking bloody?
She's looking dead.
I
I missed her re-dying somehow.
I crushed all of the bones into her body and threw her limp body on the ground like a
I heard
sack.
shatter, but I missed the part somehow where you said that she like died and stuff. Okay. Listen, it's working for me, so we're just gonna do a double staff strike again.
Okay.
Gotta do the old copy and paste. Why didn't it? Hello? There's
Hello.
dice spot. My dice
no.
spot. Hello? Where is it? Am I in the wrong?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I
I'm
don't know.
trying to roll, and it's not.
Maeve gets distracted by butterflies, and it's Nyx's turn.
Nope.
Maeve rolled a 0.
Oh,
No, that I don't. Skip me.
Okay.
a custom.
Yes,
Oh my
Maeve
goodness.
Maeve gets distracted by butterflies, and it's Nyx's turn.
All right, Nyx is gonna bring out. She's got her metal scythe in hand, and then I'm going to summon up my spectral scythe as well. And I'm gonna try swinging at this big metal boy and seeing if I can target just the runes.
Sure.
All right, we'll see if that does something. All right, spiritual weapon out on the board. That's a 28
Oh yes, that's gonna hit.
for a whopping 6 force damage.
Okay.
All right, does a 19 also hit?
That one hits.
Excellent, for a whole nother 6 damage. So I did, we got 12 between the two of them. Do
Alright.
either of those actually make contact with the runes?
Yep. As you're hitting this thing in the chest, or in like the torso area, and you can see that where you're hitting, the runes are starting to shatter.
It's like slicing through the design of them, like breaking the magic that's there since it's no longer a perfect.
And you can see like
Okay.
like there's black coming out of it. There's also like a light coming out of it. Anything else for you, Nyx?
Does this black ooze? I mean, is this the same thing that we ran into last time, where it had kind of like blood and oil in it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Maeve, did you figure out what you're doing with your rolling yet?
I am just gonna roll in Beyond D&D Beyond and tell you what is
That's
happening.
fine.
If you're okay with me doing that. Okay. So the first hit is a 26 to hit.
That's going to hit.
And the second one is a 28 to hit.
28. Those both hit.
Nice.
Okay. Damage on the first one when I can find. There we go. Okay. Oh god. First one is only 8 bludgeoning damage.
8 bludgeoning damage.
And the second one is 14 bludgeoning damage, so that is another 22 bludgeoning damage to it.
Okay. All right. So it wasn't 14 plus 22, it was 14 and
14 total.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And then I think just because I can.
He is not looking good. You have been hammering on him. There's more black, and like the colors are starting to come out through the cracks in its chest.
Oh, I'm just gonna do an unarmed strike as my But if I do flurry, then I get 2 unarmed strike. I'm gonna spend a key point and do flurry blows.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta do this the janky way again. So the first one is, it's safe to say over 20 hits him.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that first one hits. Second one also hits.
Okay. What's total damage?
We have, first one is 10 damage.
Tell me how you kill it.
Ah, excellent.
Second one is 7 damage, so 17 damage. Maeve, honestly, now that she's like seeing those cracks, the other lady's dead, and she's just like wants like to get their stuff done, but also get a little like rest after a wild few days at the family. She just like wails on it, and it's just like, down, no, because she's just like ready to like get on to other business.
So you're just wailing on this thing, and you're hitting it with your staff, and then you switch over to your fists. And as you do, you can see the arms kind of go slack. And I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw.
If only Kaspar were here.
Appears that we're fighting the upgraded model. 23.
18.
18.
And another 18.
You also
Okay,
have...
so everybody went over 15, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as this thing crumples, it explodes. There's shrapnel everywhere. You guys are able to dive out of the way, and it does. Well, it would have done 26 points of damage, but you guys take half, so you take 13 points of damage as this creature explodes. The walls of this alleyway start to crumble a little bit as there's a like green fire flicking up the sides of it.
With the... Oh, sorry.
No, let's go ahead. Ask
Okay,
your questions, 'cause I was gonna say we're gonna quit.
Oh, I was going to say within the body itself. I mean, last time we were able to retrieve the gnome's body from within the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's exploded, does it seem like the corpse that was inside of it has been destroyed as well? Or is that still in a state that we could
there's
retrieve
pieces,
that person.
there's pieces of person there, but it's not like a whole person. This, well, we'll get into that next time when
Okay.
we play. It's actually going to be a couple of weeks. However, we'll start off with you guys being able to go through and loot like the good loot goblins that you are.
Yeah, let me at that liver.
Byron's like,
so-
I'll just pick up this head and we can turn it into the Enchanters Guild, and we found another mage.
Casey, who do you want to give inspiration to tonight?
Let me tell you who I'm not going to give inspiration to.
We're not gonna burn Misprint for
It was perfect.
betraying us as players. Although
You know, I believe this counts. I'm going to give it to Cool Clone WP.
Ooh, well played. Well played.
well.
We found
Guess-
a hole in the system.
Yeah.
Guess getting COVID pays off sometimes.
So, we really appreciate you all for hanging out with us tonight. I had a blast. And as I said earlier, next week we're going to do another episode of the Arkmore Arc, and then we're taking a week off, and then we'll be back on the 21st for episode 40, whatever it is, of DM Saving Throw Donver's Hold Edition.
We're gonna pick up in the sewers where we left off last time.
And I'm excited. I'll get to maybe join into chat, but I got some stuff I got to take care of. Can't guarantee I'll be back in time. So, everybody, you were awesome. The players, you were all very awesome. I appreciate it. Oh, and you're level 10.
Oh my
Level
god!
up.
It's all happening!
Yeah! Okay, I gotta look. What do I get?
Barbarian rage here.
All right.
I
All right,
Thanks,
bye,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.